Hey guys, this is Dallas Bass with DB Marketing, and today we're going to talk about 3 quick SEO, search engine optimization wins you can do right now. Now these methods, they're all free, they all work very well, and generally speaking they won't take you very much time to do, but you will see benefit and you will see results. Now these are actual methods that we do for our clients and that a lot of other marketing agencies employ as well. And so they definitely work. So let's get started. This first method we're going to look at, this method is probably my favorite because it's just very natural and organic. Whenever Google, kind of air quotes, sees this method happening. But what we want to do is the whole idea is to get backlinks from other business owners in your geographic location. So let's say you're a plumber in Cincinnati. What you want to happen is whenever people search for plumbers in Cincinnati, you want your website to show up. So they go to it and book an appointment and you get money, right? In order to do that, Google looks at all of the websites, all the plumbing websites in Cincinnati, and they say, okay, who's the best plumber here? Which plumber, for sure, without a doubt, absolutely services Cincinnati, and which plumber is going to be the most knowledgeable and helpful for this person who's looking for plumbing in Cincinnati. Now, there's hundreds of different variables that Google uses to rank websites. Now, one thing that they do is they look at what's called backlinks. Now, a backlink is essentially whenever another website links to your website. That's all it is. But Google sees that, and that builds a little bit of authority for your website. Now, what will also happen is if you get a backlink from another website that Google knows is located in Cincinnati, that will tell Google, or it'll give them a little bit more information pointing to, hey, your website is also located in Cincinnati. Obviously, I'm using Cincinnati as an example. If you're in, Lincoln, Nebraska or Austin, Texas, the same thing applies. You're going to want to get backlinks from other websites or from other businesses with websites in those geographic locations. So just wherever you're living. Now, how you're going to do that is really easy. You are going to call up the business owner and ask. It's really that simple. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you how to make it simple. And I'm going to tell you how to find these business owners because it's also simple. This is so easy. And yet there's such a huge reward for this. Now, what you want to do, if you're a business owner, chances are you know other business owners in the area. But if you don't, what I would really recommend is I'd recommend, this isn't required, but I would recommend getting, I don't know if subscription is the right word, but joining your local chamber of commerce. Pretty much every chamber of commerce is going to do meetups, and they're going to do group events and lunch and learns and things along those lines that will help you introduce yourself to other business owners. But that's not essential to this method because that costs money, and I said these are free methods, which they are. So how are you going to find business owners to do that? Well, let's go back to Chamber of Commerce. If you go to any Chamber of I'm not going to say any. If you go to the majority of Chamber of Commerce websites, there's probably going to be an online business directory that lists out every business that is, also a member of that chamber. And these are going to be businesses in your geographic location. So over here, I went to the business directory and I selected vets just as an example. But this shows the vets located in McKinney, Texas. So if I go over here, let's look at the Shot Spot LLC. I can see their website link right here, and I can see their phone number. Let's see here. It doesn't show an email address, but I'm sure if you go to their website, you can find their email address. So you want to get their email address or their phone number. But either one you get, just call them up. and be like, hey, this is so and so. I'm Pete the plumber. I'm also located in McKinney, Texas, and I've got a website, and I noticed you have a website, and I love your website. It's great. I also noticed you had a blog, and I was wondering if I could write a blog post for your website. Now, essentially, you're offering to give them free content, and no business owner is going to say no to that. And what you do is when you write that blog post, you're going to throw a link to your website in that blog post. And so what's going to happen is, the hot spot or the shot spot, they're going to put Pete the plumber's blog post on their website with that backlink. Google's going to see it, and that's going to kind of boost your authority a little bit in the eyes of Google. Now, what you can do also is, you can say, hey, if you want, you can even explain this concept of backlinks to, the other business owner, and you can be like, hey, if you want to write a quick blog post up, and throw your website address in there, I can also put it on my website. So it's kind of a, back and forth type of thing where you're helping each other out. Now, these blog posts don't have to be long. I mean, they can be something like, I would say 500 to 750 words, and they can be, and this is awesome. This actually kind of ties into method number 3. And so I'm gonna just kind of do something on the fly here, but I'm gonna change this around a little bit. So we're gonna go over this in method number 2 next. But as far as what you write about, you don't have to write about, so this is a vet website right here, the shot spot. You don't have to write about, vet topics or whatever, the other business is. What you can do is you write about the city that you're located in. So this is in McKinney, Texas. So, if I'm Pete the plumber and I contact the shot spot and they're like, hey, yeah, send a blog over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a blog about McKinney. And so I'm going to say something along the lines of the, best restaurant in McKinney, or, a blog post about maybe, McKinney does a big July 4th celebration on the square. And so I might write a blog post about, if we're in June or something, I might write a blog post about, the upcoming July 4th celebration in McKinney. And so that's what you want to do with this first method. Contact business owners, ask them if you can write a blog post for them to put on their website for free, and include your website address, include your link in that blog post. Now, you're going to contact multiple businesses. I would say, maybe like one every week or so. But man, if you do that and you start getting these backlinks from other local businesses, then your search engine rankings are really going to boost, and it's going to be your website's going to be very authoritative in the eyes of Google. Now let's go to method number 2, and this kind of ties in to what I was talking about, the blog content for method number 1. What you're going to do is you're going to go to your actual website and you're going to write a post about the city you live in. So let's say you're Pete the plumber, or in this case, this is a roofing website, a roofer's website. But what they did here is they wrote an article about the 10 best restaurants in McKinney. And that's all you have to do. So the 10 best restaurants in McKinney, or wherever you live, or maybe, my favorite my favorite entertainment spots in McKinney, or whatever. It can be literally anything as long as it's about your city. What you're going to do is you're just going to write the blog post, and you're going to want it to be, relatively long. 750 words to 1,000 words maybe. But you're just going to write the blog post, and you're going to write it very naturally, and go ahead and include some links to these places that you write about, because that also helps Google. If I'm linking to the Butcher Board, which is a website in McKinney, very good website. I'm sorry, not a website, a restaurant, a very good restaurant. If I'm linking to the Butcher Board and Bill Smith Cafe, and up here, I think this, that's a link to the homepage. Okay. So if I write a blog post and I link to other businesses in McKinney or whatever city I'm in, then that's also going to show Google. It's going to give me a few points, right? And Google's going to be like, hey, they're linking to these other local businesses. They're probably a local business too. So once again, it's going to boost that authority there in the eyes of Google. I would recommend writing a few of these posts. You don't have to write very many, and it's not something you have to do like every week or every month or anything like that. I'd recommend just writing 2 or 3 or 4 location-specific blog posts. You don't have to. In fact, this one, it's not even like you can't get to it anywhere from the main menu or anything like that. So you don't have to like have it show up in your list of normal blog posts. If I'm Pete the Plumber and I have a blog and it's all about plumbing, then I wouldn't necessarily have to have my blog post about McKinney show up in those websites or in that list of posts or anything. As long as it's indexed, or in other words, as long as Google knows that page exists and it shows up in search engines, then that's all you need. So that's method number 2, writing blog posts about your local city or geographic location. And this actually just popped into my head. One thing that you can do is you could even do local interviews. So you could do, oh man, so this is all just kind of coming to me on the spot. But what you could do is you could do local interviews with people or other business owners. Now, and this is going to be a video in the future. I'm kind of jumping into it early for you, but this is a concept that I like to call like reusing content, multi-purpose content, if you will. What you can do is you can do a video interview with a local business owner. You could put it on YouTube. Then you could create a blog post, embed that YouTube video in the blog post, and then write about the interview and the business owner. Then you could, tweet that out or post it on Facebook or whatever. And so there's a lot of different things you can do for that. But anyways, method number 2 kind of went off track there. Method number 2, writing blog post about your local city or geographic location. Okay, method number 3. This is the final method for this video. There's lots of methods that we'll get into later, but for this final video, method number 3, Google My Business. If you don't know what Google My Business is and you are a business owner, you need to stop what you're doing right now and look up Google My Business and get yourself a Google My Business page. Because these pages, they are basically like your Google's business social profile type of thing. But anyways, this is when you go to a search engine and you type in, so let's go to, let's say McKinney, Texas plumbers. So when I go down here, these little pages right here, so these are Google My Business pages. And if I was to type in, let's say, this business name right here, this right here on the right, this is a Google My Business information. So this is what you want to show up in Google. And more importantly, you want your business up here to show up under this map, because these businesses right here are getting a lot of calls and they're getting a lot of website visits whenever people search for McKinney, Texas plumbers, because it's the first thing people see, right? Okay, so going back to that, this is kind of the back end of the Google My Business profile. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fill this thing up with information. If you come over here and click on info, this is all of the information that you can add. So you want your location area, you want your service areas, your hours, You want this is a short name. You want to set that up. You want your website address, services. You want products added in here. You want all of this stuff added to your Google My Business profile. You want to add everything you possibly can. Now, where this method really shines is when you come over here and you look on the left side, you see something called posts right here. This is relatively new for Google My Business pages, but these are just little kind of micro posts, just small little, I wouldn't even call it a blog post, but it's what shows up. Let's see if these guys have any posts written on their Google. Okay, they don't. So basically, when you write a post, it'll show up over here also. It'll show up in all of this information. But it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be anything, really. It just needs to be a post that's relevant to your business. So if I'm a plumber, I'm going to write a post about plumbing, or the city I live in. I would do the, geographic posts less frequently than, actual business related posts. But anyways, what this is it's another one of those variables that Google looks at. Because this is a Google property, Google My Business, they're going to want you to put as much information on there as possible, and they're going to value the businesses that put as much information on there as possible higher than the businesses who don't. So what this is this is getting a leg up on your competition. Chances are your competition isn't or aren't writing these posts, and you want to. So when Google sees that, they're going to rank your Google My Business page higher than your competitors. So that's method number 3. Fill out your Google My Business page and definitely do the posts. I would say 1 a week, because they're so simple to do. I mean, you could do one in 5 minutes tops. Grab an image, grab 200 words of text, that's it, and then boom, you're done. So that's method 3. And those are the 3 methods for quick SEO wins. As you can see, they are very quick, and they will definitely help your search engine rankings boost. So let's just review real fast. First method, get links from other business owners by writing blog posts for their websites. Second method, write blog posts on your websites about the city you live in, geographic specific blog posts. Method number 3, fill out your Google My Business profile and definitely write posts. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave a comment, email me, do whatever you need to do. Thanks a lot. Bye.